Wow.
They started with giving me 2 Valium pills to kind of help me relax, and I talked to the doctor, and I told him, I said, look, you're going to have to give me something stronger, because knowing my case, like, I can't even fathom the thought of putting a tampon in, let alone having you put Botox down there.
Before we even went out, you know, I could have told them that they were going to have to put her out. You know, it wasn't even a question. It's like, no, just knock her out.
You're like, this is my wife. I know what's going to knock her out. Okay, so women, like, you know, with the Botox thing in the face, they get it like every 3 months. Do you have to go for tune-ups?
No, you don't. No, I didn't anyways.
Wow, so it's one time and it's over?
It's kind of psychological. It's psychological connected with the physical. In my case, I was sexually molested when I was 5 years old.
Okay.
And I think my mind basically worked as a defense mechanism to the other area of my body, and whenever anything got close, it basically shut down and said, oh no, this isn't happening, and so it would spasm. Once I had the Botox injections, 10 days after the injection, I was able to get a dilator in, and there's 4 different sizes of dilators.
Okay.
The 10th day, I was able to get the first dilator all the way in, and I called him because he wasn't home. I was by myself, and I said, oh my gosh, I got it in, and he goes, I'm coming right home. So he comes home, and he's like, I want to see you. So I'm like, okay. So I showed him, he's like, can we try with me? And I'm like, no, not right now. Yeah, I'm scared.
Okay, so when did you try with you, David?
3 weeks later, September 6, 2008, we made love for the first time.
Oh my gosh, yay! And what did that feel like for you, David, to make love to your wife for the first time?
You know, it was great. You know, it was why, you know, we saved ourselves, you know, through all those years. I mean, we had been together for 7 years, and, you know, there's, you know, so many people that, you know, being a virgin on their wedding night is not, you know, that important of a thing to them. Well, to us it was. So, I mean, it just really, you know, completed our marriage. I mean, you know, it just, it built that strong team.
So, you went from doing it on September, what again?
6,
2008. And how often were you doing it after that?
Every day, sometimes twice a day.
Are you serious? Every day, twice a day? I have to ask you, Rachel, and Kelsey, does hearing this make you think that there's some hope, possibly?
Yeah. It's the idea to be able to have hope, because what happens with women who have vaginismus is you feel like you have no hope. Like there is no hope. And to hear this and to know that there's something out there that works, especially for women who are at that high level, level 4, where you can't even be checked by a doctor or anything, it's hope.
What about you, Lauren? Do you feel that there's hope?
Oh, yeah. Reading Rachel's story and her success gives me so much hope. After going to doctors and hearing, you know, it's all in your head, just breathe, you know, the same old thing. And now, finally, knowing that there is something that can be done, there's so much hope.
Dr. Debbie, the Botox shots helped Rachel. Is this something that you think could help our other women today?
We honestly don't know. There's been very little research on Botox with vaginismus. There's been a few studies in the past 10 years, but it's not FDA approved to treat vaginismus. It doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means that we need to learn more about long-term safety and effectiveness. And we also know that, you know, other treatments such as, you know, therapy with the use of dilators, not dilators alone, as well as some cognitive behavioral therapies have been very effective.
Okay, thank you.
So it's a possibility.
Well, you guys, I'm so happy. You're such an inspiration, and there's a lot of women at home going, oh my God, I think I know what I can do, and combined with therapy and everything. So thanks for telling your story to us.
Of course, we're happy to.
Okay. All right, up next, you guys, I know we all love that movie, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, right? Steve Carell. Now you're about to meet a 50-year-old virgin. We'll be right back. And ones that have stayed virgins into their 20s and into their 30s. But Allison held on to her virginity until she was 50 years old. First of all, you're in your 50s?
Yeah, I'm 51.
Oh my God, you look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
You look really amazing. So why did you choose to be a virgin until 50?
It's not a conscious choice, you know. Years pass, life evolves, things happen. And it's like the movie you referred to, 40-Year-Old Virgin. It's like I'm 30, I'm 40. How do I explain this? You know, it's just easier. I kept focusing on my career. I'm a cookbook author. I wrote 10 books and a newspaper columnist, and I just felt like I had these pain issues, and I felt by, you know, avoiding a relationship, I would avoid the subject from coming up.
Okay,
Because
so
it was
would you date at all? Or
I kept that sort of thing at arm's length because I didn't know how I would, you know, handle the question.
So what made you finally have sex at 50 years old for the first time?
It was like a midlife crisis. I was just fed up. You know, my 50th birthday came along. I had a few friends who were privy to this information, not very many, and they actually gave me some gag gifts like condoms and sex for dummies. And what really kind of happened was, you know, I really couldn't meet anybody that easily because I was a caregiver for my mom. So I went on .com.
Oh, yeah.
The first guy that I came in contact with, we went on one coffee date, and he was very interested in me. But when this subject started to come up and he was going to come to my 50th birthday party, he kind of freaked out and didn't show up.
Oh, because of the age?
Oh,
you told him on the first date?
I did. I told him after he called me night after night after night.
Okay.
Okay.
You said, look, I mean, I know you like me, and I know I'm 50 and I'm fine, but I got a little something else happening.
I had a very melodramatic birthday party, and then 3 days later, I met my partner. So, and we've been together for 2 years.
And you did it?
Yeah.
And what did it feel like?
Well, it was 7 months.
Of waiting?
Of waiting.
Tell me about the 7th month. I don't care about the first date.
Okay. Well, it's just, you know, it wasn't exactly planned, but it happened.
Where were you?
At his house.
Okay.
Okay.
In the bed?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
I had wanted to plan something more, you know, exciting, but you know, from listening to the stories, that isn't what makes things work.
Was it painful for you?
The first time was very painful. I had like spasms afterwards for a whole day, and I went running into my doctor saying, what do I do about this? And their attitude was, keep trying. I had already been through physical therapy that summer, hoping it would be better, and it did get better, you know, with work. You have to do your own work, too.
And have you had the big O?
That I have not had. Actually, my boyfriend's bought me 3 books on the subject, and one of them keeps talking about visualize this ring of fire, and I said, what? That sounds painful, you know? I don't want to do that. But I do have a lot of other ways I feel pleasure, and I do think it is important.
Yeah.
It's about pleasure. It's not just about intercourse.
Do you know, what triggered you having the lockdown of your genital area?
I think I know where it all goes back to. I started having a period when I was about 11 years old, and my mother was under the impression that this is when you take your daughter to the gynecologist for the first time.
When she has her period,
I had the most excruciating exam, and all I could think of was, you know, after this, God, I don't even like sticking tampons in there. This doesn't feel good.
Got it.
And I just didn't think anything would ever feel good. And I didn't know how to explain it because I felt like I was the only woman on the planet
that had
this problem or felt these feelings. And I said, you know, these are supposed to be pleasure receptors, not pain receptors down there. What's going on?
And so how often do you have sex now?
Quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. All right. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Baking pans or small appliances, choosing fresh herbs or baking flour, you won't want to miss this show.
If you are a married virgin and you still haven't had sex, I want you to tell us about it on TyraShow.com. And while you're there, I want you to also check out an exclusive backstage interview with Dr. Debbie. And you can also track the progress of Lauren and Kelsey because we're sending them home with video cameras. God, that's sex tapes. What are we talking about here? We'll see you later.